We didn't figure out the order yet.
Dude, come on now. Welcome to the Indie Corner. We're talking about all things independent comics. I'm Mikey.
We didn't figure out the order yet.
But like we always.
But I'm Christian.
I'm Demoan.
and today, people were back at it again with another one and done story on the channel. And today we're going to be covering a book that I've been really wanting to do ever since I read it like last month. The very violent, involving a lot of kaiju, a lot of monsters, a lot of fighting. The book is titled Ultramega, written and drawn by James Harren and colored by Dave Stewart. And yeah, man, I'm super excited. I can tell that my cohorts are also very excited due to Christian's deadpan stare. And
I'm picky for kaijus.
Yeah,
I'm so fucking tired. We're gonna power through it.
We're power through it, man. Yeah, because this book is only 4 issues. It came out last year.
Very long issues.
Yeah, incredibly long issues. Each issue is like 2 issues, so 8 issues.
Yeah. So it came out last year in March, and then like it went up to 4 issues and stopped around like June, July, and there hasn't been another volume since. So I'm still waiting. This is an ongoing series, but James went on a long hiatus for it. But yeah, I'm ready to get right into it. But before we get into it, people, we gotta educate some fools out here in these streets. You know what I mean? On what? Basically, like, because right now, obviously, if y'all know us, we love Invincible, right? I mean, we did a whole series and podcast covering the whole book. We'll put that in the
archives
there. But yeah, so like the whole superhero, so like we're gonna be talking about the whole like the new era of superhero comics at Image Post-Invincible. And yeah, we'll just get right into it. Obviously, right? You know, Invincible, obviously, you know, came out 2003, successful series, ended 2018. Obviously, it's a new animated series, a big hit. And the thing is, like, what was cool about Invincible that it took a spin on, you know, the classic like superhero teenage archetype trope and just expanded on. There was like a celebration of just like classic superhero comics, right? There hasn't really been like a superhero universe ever since then, right? Which is very interesting. But recently, ever since like last year, as well as like 2020, Image has been going in a very interesting direction with their new line of like superhero based books. And the biggest thing about it is that makes it very different. A lot of these new books that are coming out right now are taking a lot of inspiration from the Tokusatsu genre. And if people don't know what Tokusatsu is, it's the Japanese genre of like just media that basically focuses on like 4 things, which is Ultraman, Godzilla, Kamen Rider, and Super Sentai, which obviously Super Sentai in dumb American terms is Power Rangers, right? Basically,
Power Rangers.
And obviously,
good job, team.
Yeah, and obviously we're big Power Rangers fans. So yeah, like they're doing this kind of like a celebration of just like Tokusatsu genre, which I think is very interesting. And their new line of books, which kind of was like the jumping off point for this, was Kyle Higgins' series, known as Radiant Black, which is like, if you haven't read Radiant Black, Demoan and Christian, have you ever heard of Radiant Black or no?
I don't think I have.
Me either.
All right, so yeah, Radiant Black came out in 2020, like during like the pandemic, and this was everyone's like, whoever read Invincible and missed that it was like done and gone. This is like the book that like brought back your serotonin levels, because it was basically just like Power Rangers meets Invincible, and it's incredible. I've been reading the book, it's like up to date like till now, and it was my favorite book of last year. It was Radiant Black, 100%. And yeah, so like that was more of like the Super Sentai type of stuff. And then there was a one shot that came out, I think about 2 months ago, called Supermassive, exploring Kyle Higgins' massive universe, and introduced 2 more characters, which was Rogue Sun, who was a kind of like a Super Sentai type of mix to it, who's in the middle, and then Infernal Girl Red, who's on the right, who is basically just like an homage of like Kamen Rider. And yeah, man, this is like a really interesting new universe that they're doing. And then this book Ultramega is basically this celebration and homage to everything involving Ultraman. So yeah, so like real quick, what are your thoughts on this new direction that Image is going with their superhero comics? I don't know, what do y'all have to say about it?
I'm always down for anything unique and different that breaks the mold. And you already know that I'm a big anime fan. In fact, they're bringing this in a little bit. It's super enjoyable.
I respect the grind, and the poses are really fun, so it gets my full support.
For sure. And
I hate it.
You hate it? Shit, man. They tried their best, man. They can't please everybody.
You're right. That looks nice.
But yeah, as Christian said, this is very like manga, anime type influence. So like we're going to be covering Ultramega, obviously. And this book is 60 issues. So like to have that like manga feel to it, they added like 30 extra pages to it. So yeah, man. But obviously we're gonna get right into it. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. And we're gonna be talking about Ultramega issue number 1. And dude, I love the thing is like James Harren and Dave Stewart did a book that I read the first volume of called Rumble that came out a couple years ago, and I'm a really big fan of his James Harren's style, and Dave Stewart's colors are incredible, and especially like with this cover is one of like the coolest covers I've seen in a while. I don't know what your thoughts on this cover, guys.
I really love the color scheme.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful gradient.
Mm-hmm. So, Christian?
I was actually just gonna say the exact same thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because like Demoan, like I was like, how the fuck do I say pretty colors in a decent podcasty way? Thank you, Demoan. Yeah.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah, the color scheme is fantastic.
I'm just here to say what you're thinking of saying first.
Yeah. No, the color scheme is great. The I don't know if it's like a pink, it's like a hot pink, and then like the light blue. I think it works really well. But yeah, guys, we'll just get right into it. So yeah, the first issue starts off with kind of like a montage that gives an explanation of like this world. So basically, I find this very interesting that there's basically like a kaiju plague that's been going around for a while, and it's basically like it's a plague that infects people, and it's very random. So like any person can turn into a kaiju out of nowhere at like random times. It's not like it's like an infection that spreads around. Like technically anyone's infected, it can turn into a kaiju, but it's just random. I think it's really interesting. And we get intro, and like they morph and they transform and they start wrecking cities and all that stuff. It's a very like common occurrence. And we get introduced to this character who is our main character for this first issue by the name of Jason, and he's basically talking to kind of like this Ultraman. Like I describe him as Zordon because I'm just going off of like my knowledge of like Power Rangers, but yeah, he's basically just like kaiju like monster Zordon, and he's basically just like explaining to him like what he's getting himself into, that like there's this dimensional cosmic play that certain people in the kaiju, and and basically giving the rundown that like the Ultramega are tasked to basically like protect, like to eliminate the kaiju and protect like the universe. And he's just giving him this spiel, and he pulls out this like disgusting like crystal with like an eyeball in it, and basically it's like I'm offering you this crystal, you gotta bond with it, and it'll give you the power of like the Ultramega to stop all like these kaiju from coming around. And basically it's just like you in or you out, and he's just like, you want, and he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. It's very like nonchalant, like, yeah, why not? And Zordon dude basically like puts the crystal into his chest, and like he wakes up like it was like a dream, and like he wakes up with like this glowing like eyeball like in his chest, and it's very gross. Like this book is like very gross in terms of like its body horror. So I like it. It's like I like the way they do it here. But yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Demoan.
I was gonna say it's a lot of like noodles coming out of people's bodies.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Also, like
noodles or tentacles.
Tentacles?
Tentacle hentai.
Yeah. And also, I'll just say this real quick disclaimer. This book is, if you didn't read the description of the video, this book is very violent in terms of like its blood and gore and violence. So like, if you don't like that stuff, you get a little queasy. Might want to back out. Know what I mean? But if you like that type of shit, Perfect. But yeah, so it basically like it transitions to just him explaining his life. Jason was a boxer that got like, you know, hella Will Smith in the ring and had to retire. So he works as a janitor, and even then, like in this world, robots are becoming a thing, and it's these robots are even taking like the janitorial position away from him. And yeah, he basically just becomes this, you know, he's on the prowl, like becoming this ultra mega kaiju fighter thing, and it's like really cool. And we get introduced to two other characters that show up.
Stephen
Steven,
Mayer.
yes, yes.
Stephen
I think
Mayer.
it's Steven.
Stephen Mayer, boy genius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stephen Mayer, boy genius.
And
Earn.
And I love the fact that like they now it's like Steven he was chosen by Ultra Megazordon, but he's like a child, he's a kid, but he's a prodigy, like he's a genius. But like he doesn't know much about Ern, and it's funny that like they introduce Ern while like in like a bloodied ass room. So I'm like, I think like, is Ern like a serial killer? Like what the hell's going on here?
Good.
Yeah, like what's the deal with him? And they even talk about like how like, you know, how like they spend both like they've been doing this for a number of years, and even like as like they're fighting these kaiju, you show a panel over here where like Steven, who's the green one, the green Ultramech, he got his arm like eaten and ripped off, and but like, you know, he's still a genius, so he got a contract from the government to make these like kaiju fighting like robots to basically like aid them whenever either when they're not available. And
swords.
basically like
of the mega variety.
Yeah, Megazords or Jaegers out like Pacific Rim, you know what I mean? So yeah, and then so like and then Ern throughout his career just kind of just disappeared out of nowhere and became all mysterious. And yeah, so then it transitions to this scene where he's at like a grocery store getting a gift for his son, because it's his son's birthday. And he noticed that like he spent years away from his family because he's been doing this ultra mega thing. Know what I mean? And
yeah,
I love
nonstop.
Yeah, it's nonstop work. You know, rise and grind all day, every day.
That's right. For the people.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the fact that like, you know, he's very tired, and because he's been fighting monsters all the time. And even when he's buying something for his son, there's a woman in just like, you know, getting some cheese in the grocery aisle who's near a boy. And then he immediately, I love the fact that like the moment he's in the presence of a monster or a kaiju, he transforms and turns into and basically like he transforms into the Ultra Mega. And at the same time, when there's Ultra Megas near a kaiju's presence, they also get bigger, which I think is like really cool. Yeah. So while this happens, like there's like, you know, fighting, and like a really cool fight happens, and we get to see like what he's capable of. He gets his ass kicked a lot. There's like you know, sometimes he's breaking bones, and you know, he's like, you know, he sometimes he gets like members like limbs dismembered. But like he has this really cool like beam thing called the Ultra Mega Beam that he does, and it's like, again, very Tokusatsu Ultraman, where he has to say the name Ultra Mega Beam, and like it's like really cool. And like while like he's fighting this monster, this monster's mentioning something about like, you know, pleasing its queen, how it's gonna like eat all these people and like, you know, feed like eat all these people and be strong for its queen. So there's like kind of like a mystery going on here. But yeah, he kills this thing with the Ultra Mega Beam, then he transforms back into human while this is happening. And I love the fact that like, you know, it transitions to Noah, his son, and his wife Maria, his second wife Maria, and you know, they're watching everything on the news and talking about like how like, oh, like sooner or later you're gonna have to retire, and you know, because Steven's making all these like these Jaeger or Megazord robots that will basically like force us like, you know, make us have a normal life again. And I love the fact that like she's like, you know, also like, are you good though? It's like, yeah, I'm fine. You know, I'm naked, but I mean, I'm good. No, but like, are you good? Like your head's still large, because sometimes like the transformation gets a little jarring, and sometimes some of his body parts are way out of proportion because they're just, you know, they're used to the whole Ultra Mega thing. So he's walking around with a bobblehead. I think it's like hilarious. Yeah, so that's happening, and it transitions to this creepy I'm gonna say babushka, but she's not old, so I don't know if that's the proper term for it. But this weird, like, creepy lady getting her groceries delivered to her by this guy, and is basically talking about like how like, oh, like it's my son's birthday and like I'm doing something special for him, that's why I'm cooking him dinner. And this guy's like, oh yeah, he's just having like a nice conversation with this weird pale woman, but there's something off with her, right? Like there's something just not right. We see the boy in this panel.
Yeah, there's too many noodles. I don't like her.
Yeah. Like it's just like this boy in the corner is just in the shadows. And like it's like revealed that like there's noodles like growing behind her back.
Yeah, her ass is made out of noodles.
Her ass is made out of like just meat noodles, and it's
just sausages,
to say the least.
Yeah. So like the guy leaves, and she closes the door, and she just drops the groceries, and it's revealed that like, oh no, her son isn't really like a son. It's just a meat boy made out of meat boy noodles. Know what I mean? And it's
Mikey. Yeah. I'm pretty sure meat noodles are just sausages.
Yeah, they're just that's true. Yeah, it's just her son is made out of tubes, and it's just a decoy, and
decoy son,
and it's just but she's hearing this voice going like mother, like it's very creepy, and she like unveils herself. She's all like monstrous and just creepy and gross, and it's like she's coming towards her son. Transitions to a party that's going on that Steven's throwing, because Steven's a boy genius and makes a lot of money. And he gets a call from Jason, who's still naked, and it's just like, listen, man, I think something's going on here. Like, I just want to let you know. Just be prepared. And he's like, yeah, no, listen, I need some action because I hate going to these freaking elite parties. They just bore me to death. And then something weird happens when he hangs up. The woman the monster that he just killed rises up and is like talking to him, and she's just like this, all like creeped out and like hunched and weird. And it seems like someone was like speaking through her, and it's talking about like, like he's like, do I look like her, Jason? And like, do I look like the thing that you like left behind and all that stuff? And this thing, like this creature knows a lot about him. And then she mentions something really ominous and gross. Really ominous is like, it's time to meet your son. Don't worry about it. And he's just confused. And we get this it's gross. So like, remember, if y'all squeamish, leave. But we get this really well-drawn splash page of just like this woman just vomiting out like these maggots of like these monsters, and it's just like, it's so well drawn and it's disgusting to look at.
It's like grubs.
Yeah, it looks like grubs, and she just talks in barcode.
Yeah, she just talks in just Scantron. It's
exactly
weird. Yeah, she just vomits out these little grubs, and then just passes out. And he's just like, why did you? And it's clicking for me. He's just like, he says the name Lilith and just starts freaking out. Mind you, he still has the bobblehead, and it's hilarious. And the fire truck and like the hazmat guys is like, are you good? Because you still have a big head. Know what I mean? It's funny. What's it called? So wait, Demoan, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say it's definitely shrunk though.
It's shrunken. Yeah, it's gone down. He did say that like, it happens from time to time. Like he's just gonna get a sore neck in the morning when it's fully like, shrunken, So
that honestly suck.
Yeah, it does suck. But then it transitions to again this creepy, ominous woman, this voice is screaming mother, and then she turns her feet into like, more of these like sausages, and she starts to stick on the walls. And when she goes down this basement, which is revealed to be like this giant chasm, and it's just, it's getting more ominous, more mysterious. And we see this like creature that is like, I don't know what it's like. It's spinning like down like these sacks and all that stuff.
Honestly, it looks like livers.
Looks like livers?
Yeah, like those sacks kind of look like livers.
Yeah, it's gross. Know what I mean? And she's talking about how like, like my son, like, I know you're eager to like, to leave your mom and leave your mother, because like you're like, but because you feel like you're a man, but you're not a man. Like you're like my end bringer, you're like my biggest creation. It's not yet safe for us yet, but you gotta do something for us first. Like, so come back to your mother when it's safe, and when you get the job done, when you meet your father. And it's revealed that like she's talking to this this thing that's spindling this sack isn't what she's referring, isn't her like son or whatever she's referring to, but this big colossal testicle thing is, and it's just like, ugh. And it like bursts out of the sack, like of the sack. You know what I mean? So like again, more of this mystery that's happening. So transitions again, and like to Maria and Noah at their home, and she's just wondering like, where's Jason? Why is he not home yet? And it cuts back to like Jason he stole a police car, and he's just speeding to somewhere. We don't know where it is yet, but we're getting this like flashback of his where he's like we see him sitting down in a kitchen with this woman, and there's a baby behind him, and he's just talking about how like kids' toys are useless. But then he stops and notices something about her that really throws him off and kind of scares him. And it transitions again to it's revealed that the place that he ends up driving to and hops over the fences is the house where the woman was staying at. And we see this giant hole that's in the ground, and we're just like, what's going on here? What did he release? What's going on? And he's like, shit. Transitions again to Ern patrolling the streets, being this homeless Avenger type deal, very ominous. But like the ground starts cracking, and then it's just like, okay, shit, like what's the deal? What's happening? It transitions again to Jason, speeding down, like the ground is cracking and all that stuff, like havoc's ensuing, like there's cars getting destroyed and whatnot. He actually ends up wrecking his car. He tumbles out of it. And he coincidentally ends up running into both Ern and Steven. And they're just like,
well, it's the police car. Let's not pretend like it's really his car.
It's not his car. Yeah, it was police cars are designed to get wrecked. Have you seen Fast and Furious? Come on, it happens all the time.
That's fair.
Yeah. But but yeah, so like he ends up talking to Ern and Steven, and they're just like, like we finally made it here, like coincidentally, like what's the deal? Like obviously the ground's cracking, so this must be bad. And he ends up, revealing something to them, a secret that he's been hiding from them, and he hasn't told anyone. So it turns out he had a previous wife before his first marriage. Her name was Lilith. And turns out it's revealed that Lilith was infected with, this kaiju curse, this kaiju virus, but also she was pregnant with their child at the same time. And he described it, I think it's like he described it as like the kaiju, like she was riddled with it, like riddled with this kaiju infection, and like he didn't know what to do. He didn't want to like transform and hurt her, so his instinct was to jump out the window to like get some distance there before he transformed. And like obviously he just didn't know what to do. He didn't want to like confront her, so what he did was he ended up like going as far away as possible from her, hired some lawyers so that they can do the divorce from far away, so he didn't have any contact with her. And then just like he didn't think anything of it, and then turns out like that was 10 years ago, so and Steven and Ern are just like, but dude, we never let an infected, like you never let a kaiju or infected person last for too long. Like, and this has been happening for 10 years. Like you can imagine how powerful this thing has become, this or even if like, we don't know if your child survived, but like how powerful like this kaiju has become after 10 years of being infected. And so the ground starts cracking, and this thing's about to reveal itself. And basically just like, and we get this, unless it was a thing that like Steven just like, he didn't want to do this, but like he didn't want to be an Ultramega again, but like he felt like, this is now or never, like this is going to be a big deal. And we get this awesome page of them, transforming. I mean, it's like very Super Sentai, like very like Ultraman, where they're just posing and there's lightning cracking, and it's so cool. Like, what are your thoughts on this page, guys?
It's got so much drip, man. I also love the colors for it.
Yeah, the colors are dope. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love the one guy's glowing fist.
Yeah. Jason's just like his Ultramega like power fist. It's so cool. Also, I noticed something. Did Steven grow back his arm? I think so.
He did, because like when
he has 2 arms.
Exactly, but it got ripped off again.
Yeah.
He really can't Yeah, we'll find out in a bit.
Yeah, we'll find that out in a bit. But like, yeah, man. So then they transform. It's awesome, and then this arm bursts out of the ground, and it's like again, James Harren does a great job of with like the inks just showing just like momentum with like the speed lines and all that stuff, and like the devastation that's happening, like the buildings. I think it's really cool. And while this is happening, like obviously like while the ground's been coming, there's been news reports and all that stuff, people trying to evacuate, and obviously Maria, being the great mother that she is like, I gotta get my son out of here, but also I gotta make sure that like Jason is safe and like because he's gonna be fighting this thing, and he's in this taxi, he's in this taxi cab, right? And I love this I love this detail that they bring in, right? So they're driving around, they're trying to go to like I think it's like the south end of the city where like the evacuation taking place, and then this taxi cab driver notices that there are people that they're just like bodies like on the ground, and he's confused, like there's like bodies, there's no blood, and like so like what's the deal, like they're not dead, are they? And then it's revealed because obviously Maria knows more than she lets on because she's married to Jason, that they're not dead, they're unconscious because the concussions from the fight are so strong that it's knocking everyone out like in the radius of the fight. And I love, and this is cool what she says.
Imagine.
Yeah, it's just like the quote is that she says like, "This is what happens when gods fight." I love that.
Yeah, that's really nice attention to detail right there.
Yeah, and it makes sense because obviously if you watch like Ultraman or Super Sentai or Power Rangers, like when they have Zord fights, like how much force is being exerted like with every blow of the fight. Like it makes sense. Like people should be unconscious if they're nearby. Know what I mean? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Like, if not unconscious, like their eardrums would pop. What?
Yeah,
I said definitely woozy.
Definitely woozy, yeah. And there's definitely some severe ear damage.
Yeah,
because like they're like mini nukes going on like every punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I mean, listen, this means that like this fight's big because people are really like dropping to the ground because the concussive blast is so like it's so strong. I mean, I love that. But yeah, so then and we get this moment. Like right when that happens, they like the taxi driver's like, "Yo, we gotta every man for himself." He leaves an innocent mother and her child in the car. It's just like, what the hell? And then, but like once they're escaping, she leaves. We just see this arm just like fly through the crowd and just kill a bunch of people, and it's just like, what the fuck just happened? Like it's just and then she's freaking out. She's like, okay, green, not Jason. Jason's fine. We're good. And while this happening, like Noah's just like, boo, like he's being a child. He doesn't know what's going on, right? And there's just like a lot of blood, and it's revealed like it transitions to morning, right? And it's revealed that was not only was that Steven's arm, but Steven literally got skewered on top of this building, and it's just dying.
He is definitely not in one piece.
Yeah, like he's dead. He's dead. Like, and we just see this like, dead man. James Harren with the art. His organs are just like coiled around like the spire of the building. He's just like gargling and just like it's disgusting. And it's revealed that like now we see who's responsible for this. We get this amazing drawing, this page of like this just not only just like huge, but this disgusting looking creature. And I love the fact that like his mouth is like by like his like collarbone, like pelt, like chest line, and it's like the little like disgusting like teeth reveal a skull with these.
Oh, like the red stuff that looks like a prolapsed anus.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Wow. Yeah, prolapsed anus. You watch that? Yeah. But yeah, and it's revealed to be a skull, and this skull basically just says father, and this is revealed that this is the child of Jason and his previous wife Lilith. So like this is like like the chicken's coming home to roost. Know what I mean? Like it's What are your thoughts on this like reveal? I looked at this for the first time. I'm just like, this is just what is happening? Like yeah.
I didn't expect him to be so big.
Yeah, he's gigantic. Like his arm, what is it? It's just like the size of like a one guy, like like Ultraman.
Yeah.
Fucking huge.
Yeah, man.
Also, I like the skull. Like, I just like the design for him.
Oh, it's a great creature design, right?
Yeah.
Just the skull is the little bit of like, ugh, but like
I love
that's
anything
cool.
with a second mouth.
Yeah.
That's true.
But,
The second mouth creeps me out. I hate it, man.
yeah. But like, honestly, I kind of figured he was gonna come back as a monster ever since he was like, she's filled to the brim with that fucking kaiju bullshit. I'm out of your rate.
Throwback to Spider-Man and Reign where Peter Parker riddled MJ with cancer. Remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it just happens, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we get this reveal of like this of his son, and he's chewing on Steven's foot, and at the same time he's stepping on Jason's like intestines, and his intestines are spread across like maybe like a mile or two. It's like really gross. It's disgusting. But yeah, like, and they're just talking, and he's just talking about like, oh, like good morning to die, father, and all that stuff. He's just taunting him. And at the same time, like Jason and Ern are just like assessing their damage because he has a hole in his chest and just guts are spilling out. His foot's also damaged. Ern has like a hole on him as well and has like his arm is a little bit fucked up. And basically just like, okay, you know what, bro? I think it's it. I gotta go. I got a plan. It's gonna require all of my energy and it's gonna have a cost, but like we can do this. We got this, man. I don't know if I missed it, but like he mentioned that like he saw like the same dream that like Ern saw, that Jason saw when like they were chosen by like they call him the eyeball fucker. So we're gonna call him eyeball fucker from now on, Zordon. I think it was very interesting, and he's just and he's just like, I never knew that, and it's revealed that Ern's been spending his time trying to like master like the Ultramega power, to the point where like he reveals he has a second mode, and I love this, where he just goes like full on like Ultraman
Super speed.
Yeah, Ultramega Kaiju mode. And I think this is brilliantly designed. And yeah, like he turned into like Ultra Kaiju and has freaking super speed and is like looks like he's fucking up the kid for a little bit, right? But no, he doesn't. No, he gets torn in half by this kid.
It's because he stopped punching and started yelling.
Yeah.
Always happens in anime.
Yeah, because he has
just punch harder.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he has the kaiju blast, right? So it's just like he just literally just covers his mouth and just throws this man and rips him in half. Because like you literally see like his body in the foreground, and then like in the back you just see his legs. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, right? So then that happens, and basically like respect to Ern, dies like an OG. As a last minute attempt, does this thing called a body bomb, and basically just like bear hugs this man is about to explode. But the monster's like, nope, and just throws him up in the air, and he just blows up. So he just died for nothing.
I mean, sometimes you're just good as the villain.
True, man. It's fucked up. It's fucked up shit. And I like the fact that like the testicle baby is just like, now it's just me and you, Dad. Like you never got a chance to name me. So what should I call myself? What would you call me? I think I'm gonna go with the Kaiju Prince. Kaiju Prince sounds gangster as fuck. So like that's what I'm gonna go by. And he's just ripping out his intestines and all that stuff. It's really dirty and gross. And so as a last minute attempt, Jason rips the crystal, the eyeball, out of his chest, and it's basically like, okay, eyeball, look at me, Ren, look at me while I'm talking to you. I'm the captain now, my G. You need to find another, right? Because I don't think I'm gonna make it. You know what I mean? So he basically just takes this eyeball, and he makes a fist and does this thing called an Ultramega fist launch, where he basically separates his own hand, and it basically just like rockets into the earth. And yeah, so basically like the Ultramega power is somewhere now, looking for a new successor. But then obviously. What's gonna happen to our boy? He's gonna fight to the end, right? He's gonna he's gonna defeat him. No, he just gets Shoryuken and gets his head fucking just Shoryuken off of his body, and he just
textbook uppercut.
Textbook uppercut. Yeah, look at that form. Dad would be proud.
It's perfect for him, man. Yeah, his head just goes flying, right? Transitions to Maria and Noah. They're at like this alleyway with a bunch of other like civilians trying to figure out what to do. And then out of nowhere, it just starts raining. But it's raining, not rain. It's raining this red substance, and it's like, oh shit, like Jason. She knows that Jason, something's wrong with him. Yeah, because the rain isn't rain. It's Jason's blood.
It's true.
Jesus Christ. Like, it's just because he's
it gets worse.
Yeah, it's because he's so big, he just starts leaking out and just like, and it starts like flooding the city with his blood, and it's just, his blood is just going everywhere. People are just running for their lives. Obviously, motherly instinct. She is trying to protect her baby, run as fast as she can, but unfortunately, she's not fast enough, and she ends up, getting caught in with the blood, and she ends up sacrificing her life to save her sons. And I think it's very sad, very tragic. I don't know what are your thoughts on this, guys?
Tragic.
No thoughts.
Yeah, honestly, no, yeah, it's.
I mean,
nothing besides it's really fucked up and gruesome.
It's sad, but like we've also only known this character for half an issue.
Yeah.
Look, I haven't gotten like terribly attached.
Like, I respect the mom for sacrificing her life to save the baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's some good shit.
Yeah.
All right, to be honest, I kind of think it's kind of cool to like what they did with the blood, like drowning a city in blood.
Yeah.
I think that's freaking metal.
Yeah, it's tragic, but it's like a ton of baller.
Yeah, because you never really think. Yeah, you never really think. It was like, what happens with all that fluid post-fight,
And it's funny because like they established, like, I didn't mention this earlier, but like, yeah, their Ultramegas aren't like, it's not like armor like it is in like Power Rangers or like Ultraman. Like, they're flesh and bone. So like, what happens when you cut the head of like a colossal level like person? Yeah, this shit happens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So yeah, the city basically gets flooded, and we don't really know what happens. But the city gets flooded in blood. Obviously, all 3 Ultramega are dead, basically, and like everyone is basically drowned. And what happens is, this is even more messed up. So like the blood basically like began to like clot and like cake, and basically like it ended up being like a mass like burial ground, because everyone that drowned in the blood, their bodies are trapped inside like the clotted blood. So like it's kind of like a mass like tomb.
Scab.
Yeah, a massive scab, kind of like a tomb, basically. Hella tragic. But luckily
but great for plants.
But great for plants.
Yeah. I think that's like instant fertilizer.
That's true.
Yeah.
And like, there was a search and rescue team, but obviously like they couldn't save everyone, because everyone who drowned, they're trapped over like this massive scab. But fortunately, they were able to rescue Noah. Like, Noah survived, and we see that, like, his body, his mom's, her sacrifice wasn't for nothing, and he ended up getting rescued. And so basically what had happened was, there's basically like a montage of what happened next. And the city basically was, obviously like had this clotting and was like destroyed, and basically drowned. They basically referred to it as like the drowned city. Like, countless dead and missing were taking place. The survivors that were left, they basically like, were left like homeless and unemployed and all that stuff.
I think that's really funny how they throw in unemployed.
Yeah, unemployed to make it even more of like a
a terrible thing.
If there's a kaiju attack and it destroys my whole city, the last thing I'm worrying about is my job.
That's true.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, like, just furthermore going into what the exposition, the fact that like there's a lot of like paranoia happening, that like anyone can be infected, like it's just like caused like a mass panic.
That's right. The Ultramegas are gone.
Yeah, the Ultramegas are gone. We're all screwed. Who's gonna protect us who's gonna stop us if we all turn into monsters?
Not me. Robots.
So yeah, like the plan is that like the government's gonna like continue with Steven's plans and build like just more robots and more Jaegers to protect themselves with.
So enters the Megazord.
That's true, yeah.
Yes.
And cool designs. I like how like they keep the Ultramega eye as like a base design for all of them. I think it's really cool. And yeah, man. So like the plan, but those like the plan is like we're going to like build a giant wall around like the city that's like not destroyed, and like to keep ourselves protected. And like whoever's on the other side, sorry, but like
They're on the other side.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, it's kind of like everything outside is kind of like a wasteland because there's still kaiju around and all that stuff, but the people have to defend for themselves. And yeah, that's basically like it's kind of like it turns from like a kaiju Ultraman like type of book to like a post-apocalyptic situation, which is like a great transition. Know what I mean, it's like genre wise. And basically, yeah, like and it ends up being like another time skip years later. We end up going with this character. Outside of a barricade. We don't know who this person is, but he has a really cool look to him. Kind of basically like Ultramega, inspired by the Ultramega. And he's scavenging for parts, finds like this power cell, takes it, but it also like has to keep watch of like, these guards and all these people like watching. He's like hiding from something while he's doing like there's a threat there. And he basically like goes into the sewers with this power source that he ends up scavenging, ends up getting into like ends up meeting like these guys who basically like they're called the Kaiju clan. Ugh. And and they're basically like yo, what's up, what are you doing on our turf, bruh? Get off our turf, bruh. Like, what's going on here? Like, you're dressed up like these stupid like Ultramega, gotta be all like with the kaijus, my guy. Kaiju all the way. And we get this awesome page with this end page of like this character where like who has this really cool mask, has a hoodie, the Ultramega eye painted on him with this big ass gauntlet that he found. And basically like I fight Ultramega, I fight monsters, I stand for humanity, I stand with the Ultramega. And that's how this issue 1 ends. So thoughts on issue 1. It was a lot.
Why does that fist have only 3 fingers?
It's broken.
No, because it was modeled after the Ultramega, who also had 4 fingers. So yeah.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thoughts on issue 1, man, of Ultramega. What y'all think?
I enjoyed it. A lot happened this issue.
Yeah.
It almost feels, and I know we said this in the beginning that there were like big issues, but it really feels like it could have been 2 issues.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been better for it.
Mm.
Because honestly, I would have loved a whole issue dedicated to just the fight of the father-son fight.
Yeah, that'd have been cool.
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, in my opinion, it felt pretty condensed. Like I didn't really have a lot of time to care about Ultramega.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing.
Yeah. Anything else I could say about it? I'm definitely liking the art for this.
Yeah, I love the art.
Yeah, it's super sick.
Yeah,
the gore is. If you like gore, it's good gore.
Oh yeah, it's definitely for you.
Like I can wholeheartedly say that. Like, listen, man, we read Invincible, and Invincible, that was a pretty violent book. Know what I mean? I also read a book that we'll potentially cover called the Luther Strode series. That book topped Invincible in terms of violence. And I can wholeheartedly, and then also read The Boys. Book is also violent. I can wholeheartedly say that this is one of the most violent books I've ever read.
Damn, love to hear it.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, just closing point. Yeah, I agree with you both. Said that. Yeah, like it's very condensed and there's a lot going on. We wish like it was Demoan. I agree with you that like it should be split in half so we can like have some time to focus on like the fight and also give some breathing room to care about the characters a bit more. But I think it does a good job with like packing and all that stuff well. It could have been a mess. The artwork obviously was phenomenal, and yeah, like I like this transition of a genre. It became like a kaiju Ultraman Super Sentai type of deal to now like a post-apocalyptic, and like the way that the transition with like the storytelling that was very well done, and kept it fresh throughout. So I love that. But yeah, that's it, man. Any other thoughts on issue 1 before we move on to issue 2?
Not really.
All right. So yeah, Ultramega issue number dose. Who got that one?
That's me. So this Ultramega, we're starting off with the cover.
Mhm.
I really love the way this cover is drawn.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the fist in the background. It's such a nice little detail.
Yeah, man.
right.
It's I think it's like what really stands out with James Harren, like his inks. I love the way he inks the stuff. It is very heavy black sometimes, and especially like with this cover, like the main cover for the first issue, it's so well done. So yeah.
I just love the poses.
For sure.
Okay. But that's all I really have to say about the. But we're gonna dive right into the issue. So this issue starts with the creation of the universe. Everything, and they talk about this little cosmic egg that emerges from like a holy void, and it crashes into a planet, and from this cosmic egg hatches the Ultramega people. And they call the first one Adam Ultramega. He's the hero, the savior of the universe. But every hero needs a villain, so that's where the villainous kaiju come in.
Yeah, I like how they come from the same cube too. Like one can't exist without the other.
Right?
Yeah.
Two parts of a whole.
Exactly.
But yeah, anyway, they come out of the same cube. They have huge fight, obviously, because mortal enemies, and they travel around space, killing each other until they eventually crash into a planet full of these hairy people.
I low-key thought these were battle beasts when I read it. I've been so used to it.
How?
I wish if they were battle beasts, this Ultra
awesome.
Mega problem would have been nipped in the bud so fast.
Immediately. Just one battle beast is like, all right,
they would have been like, excuse me? Yes, we're hunting you forever now.
It's like, what? But you're so small. Yeah, but we're still gonna kick your ass.
It would have been ridiculous. But no, unfortunately, it's not battle beasts. But these hairy men are encountered with the kaiju first, and then from behind, oh my god, it's Ultramega.
We're a new Ultramega.
It's true. I think this one is part. I have to assume he's part hairy person, but there's nothing really indicating that he is to me, except for maybe the horns on the head.
That's true. Yeah.
But anyway, we cut back, and now there's this preacher who's telling us about Ultramega. He lives in the universe. We go to war with the kaiju. Who was wrong first? They need a noble spirit and a noble body. And then he goes on to say we need a body again. And I think he's just trying to look for something to like reincarnate his god through, it seems.
Yeah. Because it seems like there hasn't been an Ultramega since Jason, which was years ago. So,
and that's what this eye is, by the way. It's like if you notice that this eye is the same eye as the Ultramega that we saw before in this issue on his chest.
Yeah.
So if you didn't catch that one, although I think some of you probably did.
I didn't catch it the first time I read it. I was like, oh, I thought this was like a random eye person is just here.
Eye people are just prophets. That's how it works.
True.
In this world specifically. If it's just a
Cyclops.
Every world,
you're a prophet.
All right, so Mike Wazowski's a prophet.
Yeah.
If you're an eye, you're a prophet.
So Mike Wazowski is a prophet.
I don't make the rules, Christian. If you're an eye, you're a
prophet. I just want you to say that Mike Wazowski is a prophet.
Would you consider Mike Wazowski an eye?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's an eye with legs and hands. Okay.
So can we refer to this guy as Mike Wazowski from now on?
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, Red Mike.
Prophet, no, Saint Mike Wazowski.
Saint Mike.
Prophet, yeah. Saint Mike.
But anyway, we cut away from Saint Mike to see our little Ultramega boy punching someone in the face. And it looks like it's going to be a big fight, but these two guys, they just run. Because
bitches.
It's true. They're afraid that this guy is the vigilante who's apparently been running around just killing them lately. He goes by Ultramask, and they think that this is what this kid is.
Also, cool name. Love that.
Ultramask?
Yeah.
It's especially it's a good name.
Yeah. Works with the design. Cool name, cool design, all that good stuff.
But anyway, the two guys are running. Of course, our masked hero runs after them. And these guys, these are the Kaiju clan. I can't get over the Kaiju clan. I'm not gonna lie. But they're running and they get to the little mobile base and they reach this Hellspawn man. He looks like a stag beetle.
Are we not going to talk about the steampunk boat?
I mean,
looks like straight out of Mad Max.
I mentioned their little base, but I guess it does deserve a little more than just being called a little base, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's literally half of a boat on wheels.
It's a steamboat with guns on land.
It's true.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
How is that possible?
So
I mean, they attached wheels to a boat.
You lost me.
Oh, sorry.
Explain it one more time.
So, do you need me to explain wheels or boats?
You lost me. There's a difference.
Okay. So yeah, Red Stag Beetle Man. Okay. And they have this tendency to call humans larvae, it seems. And these two report in, and it's the Red Masked Man. Sorry, I lost my place for a second. The Red Masked Man, and there seems to be this little monster thing in this little palanquin. We can't see it yet, though. But anyway, our Ultra Masked Man is looking from around the corner, and then we get a flashback of him being saved, while someone is pierced by quite a few swords standing right in front of him.
Yeah, there's a sword or two that nicked him.
His name is Seth, and it was just. Honestly, I think he could have survived if it was exactly one less sword.
Which one? The one specifically through the heart, or
any
the
sword.
Second one specifically?
Any sword. any one sword, I think he would have had a chance. But this is just one too many swords.
Nah, man. You could never have too much or too little sword, Mike.
Yeah, if anything, he could handle more sword. He was a pussy from dying.
Become more sword than man if you put more sword in.
Yeah,
it's true. If he was more sword than man, then he would have a man problem, not a sword problem.
Man, look at all this man on my sword. That's a real problem.
Okay, one second. I gotta take note of that for the future.
More man than sword. For what? For what scenario?
Listen,
I don't know. Maybe it comes up.
Listen, throwback to Invincible with the kid who was bomb but not bomb enough. But now we got a man.
I remember, yeah.
But now we got a man who is more sword than man.
Because they fucking left the bomb inside of him. It's just a deactivated bomb.
Why would they do that? I just don't get it.
Because he had to remove the organs to make room for the bomb. And at that point, they're like, I might as well leave the bomb organs.
Right?
It's too much effort to make new organs.
Oh my
gosh.
Anyway, yeah, more sword than man. Continue.
More sword than man. And then we immediately flash back to the palanquin, and this guy's name is the Stag Beetle Man. Is called Red Gara apparently, and our boy, the Mask, comes up and tries to fist him, but he trips. And he gets shot really bad, honestly. Also, this Red Gara guy has so many bullets. Like, do you see all these bullets for him? I mean, I get it, he's carrying around a revolver, but like, there's a lot of bullets for that.
It's
revolver.
literally a revolver that shoots out stakes. Like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I thought they were wood, like not actual. I don't get the physics behind this gun.
I mean, it fires stakes, and that's how this kid got staked to the ground.
Okay, yeah, but like, where's the gunpowder?
Maybe it's
am I asking too many questions?
Maybe it's just like
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like the same logics as like a Nerf gun.
Oh yeah,
like
it's just spring loaded.
It's just a modded Nerf gun that shoots out stakes.
Hilarious.
Dude, freaking
yeah,
Dude, that would be freaking hilarious in the post-apocalypse, like in the future. It's just modded Nerf gear. That would be hilarious because it's there.
That would make the post-apocalypse so much fun. Yeah, but continue, Demoan.
Oh shit! But anyway, Gara was asked to capture this guy alive, and he disobeyed. He shot him right in the head. But turns out this isn't Ultramask. This is an imitation. The real Ultramask is apparently a big beefy man who, yeah, he's
Vin Diesel under there.
This is a quote. He roams the ruins and savagely beats clansmen in unarmed combat.
I love that
really?
movie.
He didn't like look, if
without
I saw this figure, this man, I would literally be
I'd
like,
run.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if I'm on his side. I'd probably run.
I'd probably bend over.
So, I mean, either one of those options, or I'd be like, yo, like, is this man about to educate me on family right now? Like, you know, is he about to tell me that winning is winning, even though it's not?
Oh God, what's that song? No me diga me voy.
Like, imagine like if this beefy man with a mask was just like, winning is winning. It doesn't matter if it's an inch or a mile.
Never forget about family. Family's the most important thing. And then proceeds to punch the living shit out of you.
Beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
Demoan.
But anyway, we finally get a look inside of this palanquin, and it's this little monster kaiju man talking about how you're so lucky that I'm weak now outside in this human air. If we were back where we belong, I'd kick your ass. Remember, you serve me and I serve the king. And Red Gara knows him as the Immense One, which I think is it's very Jabba the Hutt-esque name.
Yeah, very.
But anyway, they point back at the boy that was killed, but he gets up like a zombie man, real creepy like. Turns out he's not a kid, he's a robot person.
He's a bomb!
Oh my God!
More
bomb than boy.
It comes full circle. Boy was bomb enough.
Yeah. But is this explosion bomb enough? We have yet to figure that out. Yes or no?
I'm gonna say no because the people around him survived.
That's true. Yeah, this is actually
yeah. So it's legit not bomb enough.
This is just Derek from Invincible. This is just Derek. He just got another go ahead and still failed.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, we find out that this is being controlled by a kid from like a basement. And he comes back and he's like, shit, Beth's gonna be upset at me because he failed. So
I just want to acknowledge the fact how much I hate that he's wearing tighty whities.
He's got to be comfortable.
Christian, you're wearing some right now. Stop playing. You're not wearing.
I'm wearing boxers like a man. But continue.
But anyway, this girl is in this lab working on something. We technically don't know what yet. But it'll probably be kaiju related. And our boy Noah,
that's Noah,
drone genius, is sneaking around trying to find food. And she sneaks up behind him, gives him the scare of a lifetime. And she points out that he's not wearing pants. Why wouldn't he be wearing pants? But anyway, she comes and is like, hey, we're getting the big food drop tomorrow is happening. The last 5 runs by ourselves.
Hey, kiddo, we're not going to starve tomorrow.
Yeah, that's really fine, though.
That's like my favorite thing in the world, not starving.
Honestly, I think it might be his second favorite thing. I think killing kaijus might be number 1.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Although he's not the best at it seems, but maybe he'll get better. But anyway, she talks about him. It's like, hey, this is the list of stuff you need to trade. These are our priorities. And then she just gives him the list. And they go check out what she's working on. It's like it's almost done. It's looking good. And then she confronts him about what he's been doing with his spare time. Do you guys know what he's been doing with his spare time?
What every young kid does in his room alone.
Loitering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's been killing terrorists, the Kaiju clan.
Ah, yes, of course, killing terrorists, Kaiju clan, of course.
And then he gets a leg kicked at him, which very impressive. I can't lie. It's spot on. The aim, crazy amount of force, knocked him clean off the ladder he was on.
Kind of hot.
Yeah, even Vin Diesel would be impressed.
I think you're right.
When I make clips, I'm putting like as many Vin Diesel clips as I possibly can when I make clips of this.
Oh, please, just add that one section from the song.
But anyway, she keeps yelling at him that it's not a VR game, and he's saying like, I was actually thinking about it. And he's thinking about his real parents, and Seth, and how Seth. I don't know if you guys remember Seth. Seth is the one with one too many swords.
Ah, yes. Oh, wait, you mean the swords with one too many men?
Yes, my bad.
Of course, yeah.
The man's name was Seth. He was attached to the swords.
Ah, okay, cool.
But anyway, people were eating paste. While the Kaiju Kingdom, people that they used to call friends now just attack people, mutilate everyone. The Kaiju Kingdom is just basically a bunch of assholes who gather together and bully people. And this kid doesn't feel bad about hurting them anymore because they're not the best people. And he feels a little guilty about that, it seems. But anyway, she tries to console him. That they can get tested, prove that people don't carry the strain of kaiju, and it'll be good, and there'll just be no more fighting eventually, and she wants to get through that together. But
yes,
unfortunately, our boy might have fucked that up because he accidentally killed a member of the Kaiju Kingdom, and they now want to use this as an excuse to bully everybody else. So they have a little conversation. They're saying that the king's going to be pleased, but now we have to track down who did it. But we also find out that we found this out a little before that Gara's human, and we see Gara pull off his mask, and his face is a little messed up.
Yeah, man, he needs some. He needs some Neutrogena.
He needs some aloe or something.
Yeah.
He never watched a Neutrogena commercial. That's
maybe a Band-Aid.
No, he did not. Some Aveeno, or I don't know, just something.
Yeah.
Any medical supplies. Honestly, he needs to put the helmet back on.
Maybe some chapstick too while we're at it.
He just needs a nice bar soap. Know what I mean? Need some Dove.
Oh, it's gotta be
some Jesus.
It's gotta be body wash, Old Spice body wash.
7-in-1 body wash.
Where's Tony Crews and Vin Diesel when you need them?
But anyway,
I'm sorry, one more thing. What we need is Shaq with his gold bar. Big Shaq, gold bar.
Gold bar.
Put it on your skin.
Use gold bar.
Use gold bar.
Hey guys, I'm a rapper. Papa Shaq. Oh, Papa Shaq.
I'm sorry. All right, yeah. Enough. Demoan, please. I'm sorry.
Better pizza, better ingredients. Papa Shaq.
Papa Shaq.
Shit. Sorry, you guys got me off track again.
No, listen, man. Name of the game.
Anyway, our boy Noah's having another nightmare. He's tiny boy Ultramask now, and he's fighting up against big scarab guy, who is gonna kill him. But our Ultramask boy transforms and steps on Red Gara, and he gets a little intense with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
He leans up against the building and then just kind of goes ham, just kind of smashing his foot down. It's aggressive, really. Yeah. And then he picks up and eats what's left.
Yeah, he starts eating up all the kaiju, and it's really gross.
He's eating all the kaiju. It's aggressive. It's a lot.
Also, I want to say this right now. I love the whole bioorganic, biomechanical arm. I wish this was used later on, but obviously that's not the case.
Oh, what was that? It reminds me of Kira.
Oh, like Akito, with Tetsuo when he gets like all
Who's good? Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah. But anyway, he's chowing down on some kaiju corn chips. And then our boy Seth, with another sword coming out of him.
This guy can never get enough sword.
You mean swords with another Seth on it?
Yeah, I really just feel bad for Seth.
Honestly, it's kind of drawn that way because it doesn't look like it's going through him; it looks like it's coming out of him. So,
yeah, it feels like he's reverse sword swallowing hilt first.
He kind
Which
of
is
looks like
honestly the most inefficient way to swallow a sword, if you ask me.
True. He kind of looks like his clothes look like clouds from Final Fantasy. I've been trying to figure out what he looks like. He looks like someone very specific.
No, I kind of see it. No, I see it.
I kind of see it.
Yeah. But anyway, our boy Noah gets up. He's having these flashbacks. He looks in his locker. He comes out. They drive into town. Only to find out that they drive into town, and he meets this girl with headphones, and they start their trading thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we already passed all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at the trading post right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got distracted.
It's okay, buddy. But they're fucking looking for some batteries.
Yeah, they're looking for batteries.
Yeah.
And then we meet the hammer, the big guy.
Meet Torbjorn.
That's right.
Santa
with a hammer.
Nice.
Hammer Klaus.
Hammer Klaus Torbjorn.
But anyway, people are apparently trying to jack their stuff. Hammer Klaus Torbjorn comes out, smashes them up real good with his hammer, which is just in the shape of a fist, by the way. Wonderful.
Oh, it's so cool.
So smashing people with the fist, and then we get this little thing, and then we see their people are like little flashback kind of. They're talking about like the weeks of excavation he spent with like kaiju stuff, and how the hammer is made out of a piece of like this kaiju lobster claw thing. And now it's just a big old hammer weapon.
Is it a lobster claw? I think that's a tooth.
Is it a tooth?
I don't.
It might be a tooth.
Harvest is material the smith worked with.
It would make more sense if it was a tooth.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it might. it might be,
teeth. Yeah,
it was teeth. I just can't read.
I think it might be one of the Ultramega's teeth. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. One of
that
his
makes more sense.
teeth. Yeah, it's Ultramega's
Cool.
tooth.
Cool
His
detail.
molar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tooth. But anyway, he was an old friend of Seth, and they used to fight together. But as we know, Seth is now filled with one too many swords.
Demoan, how many times do I have to tell this to you?
Right, the swords are filled with one too many man. Got it.
One too many Seths. Yes. All right.
But anyway, they're reminiscing a bit, and he's going about like, hey, that they were all like clowns, brainwashed. But right now, like everything's falling apart. And then all of a sudden we get like this, I guess this alarm coming down, and the food comes. But oh no, our boy Red Gara, he claims all the food is now for the I'm sorry, I almost said the wrong clan though.
I understand.
Kaiju Kingdom.
Oh my God.
And he's laughing maniacally, and there's this guy, Hammer Bjorn, and he's like, "You think you're gonna get all this food without a fight?" And all of a sudden, Gara's like, "Hey, actually, we're in the right this time. You had a little boy who did like 2 bad things to us. He murdered one of our own in cold blood, and also he wears the visage of our mortal enemy. So like we had no choice, but he was stepping to us on our turf. We had no choice.
But to steal your guys' food, we're
Yes.
not associated with this kid.
And he's like, "Hey, but we could be lenient if you guys turn him over." And Hammerbjorn folds immediately.
Okay.
It's not even close. He's like, wow. He sees the piece of cloth that they hold up, recognizes it, and it's like, shit, I know where that's from. It's it's from this boy. And immediately it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, they take him. And then they get a little crazy, and we get they just come up and they take this kid with, I guess, thunder guns in their hands.
Thunder guns.
Mm-hmm. And you know where he's going, guys?
Canada?
Norway?
No, the Kaiju Coliseum.
Oh no, not the Kaiju Coliseum.
That's where I guess humans go to fight other humans, or maybe kaijus.
Or kaijus who fight other kaijus. Yeah, those are literally the 2 only possibilities. Humans
okay, it could
or
also be kaijus fighting kaijus.
Nah,
so fuck you.
That doesn't make any sense, but continue.
Okay. Okay. But anyway, we see that in this little baby Bjorn, there's this tiny kaiju man.
Oh yeah, there is. I forgot about that.
And I guess they finally got back to the kingdom, so he's finally going to be at full strength. I guess I don't exactly know what this means, but we get this final picture of this guy dumping a bunch of like dirt and bodies and stuff into a big hole, including the one guy that's dead. And we see in the hole there's a giant fist. It's Ultramega fist. The one that has.
Well, that's not just a conclusion. There's plenty of giant fists out there in the world. It could be anyone's.
Anyone, yeah. Anyone's fist.
Yes, but for
what? But for story purposes, I'm gonna say it's his Spencer's fist.
Yeah, okay. I can allow that. Yeah.
You can allow it.
I think this is Ern's fist, because when he exploded, this was the only thing that survived. The only thing left
was the fist.
Yeah, it was the fist. That's it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That tracks, actually. No, that tracks. I believe that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I have no reason to believe that wouldn't be true. So,
are we sure it's not Vin Diesel's fist?
Oh, dude,
boy. Okay. Are we ready for issue 3?
We are ready.
Thoughts.
Christian, back to
our thoughts.
Why are you skipping ahead?
Our thoughts and opinions. Yes, of course. What thoughts? I really like the introduction of Noah.
Yeah,
seems like
I like that he's the main protagonist. Like that switch,
I also like Big Hammer Santa.
Dude,
I love his design. Not the fact that he ratted Noah out immediately without any hesitation whatsoever.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he even went out of his way to be like, and he's specifically that kid right over there. He could have just been like, yeah, he lives in this location, and have him have an opportunity to escape. No, he's just like, him.
Yeah, it's the boy behind me right now. Like what?
That one right there. No, is it me? When I read that part of him like turning him when he like enters and it's like all badass, and then he turns. Y'all know that clip of like Snoop Dogg doing an impression of Conor McGregor, and you know what I'm talking about? He does like he pulls like an accent out of his ass. He's like, "Oh, fuck him up! There's nothing he can do to me." That's what I think. That's what I read, and then like he's just like, "Oh shit, never mind. It's that kid." Yeah, but no, this was good, man. So good. That Noah is a really interesting character. We get more time with him, especially with like the rest of the series. So, yeah, I really like Noah so far with this intro. So, yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. I'm good too.
Yeah. Issue 3.
Issue 3.
Cool cover.
All right. Yes, cool cover, cool colors. The black really helps contrast with the with
Look at you trying to
the
be
other
artsy
colors.
with your words.
Yeah, contrast. I know things. Can we get into the story now? Did I do the prerequisite?
I
Mr.
guess. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Am I allowed to move on?
you are allowed to move on, sir.
Okay, fantastic.
But the
So,
colors, just kidding.
yes. So the story begins with our favorite prolapsed anus, but he's looking a little bit smaller than usual. And he's
Real
running.
Mike Wazowski looking, to be honest.
Yeah, the real Mike Wazowski looking back. If he's Mike Wazowski,
Yeah.
that means he's an eye. And if he's an eye, that means he's what did we say he was?
He knows
He's
all.
A leader, a
Oh,
saint,
he's a prophet.
insane.
a prophet.
He's a prophet.
Yeah. So prolapsed anus finds his mother looking oddly hot in the sea of blood post Jason's death, twiddling her toes amongst the fluids.
Those are
And
toes?
sure. And then the prolapsed anus is asking mommy if he did a good job. And then the mother goes off to say that she's going to enjoy fucking shit up and taking off his head. And then brings into talking about the kid's new father and the arrangements that they set up. And we see a helicopter come in, landing on the set of Sea of Blood. After that, we cut back to present time, and we have one of the clans, a knocked out clansman,
Yep.
and then Noah in a very familiar form of outfit. He's in like an Ultraman cosplay, but like a bobblehead version of the Ultraman.
I love this. I love it so much.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yes. He's woken up, all chained up, and along with him are other gladiators, I guess, dressed up as other of Sentai homies. The green one and the red one. What was it? Stefan and
Ern.
and Ern being the one that's shitting and pissing himself in the background. And then the green one was explaining, hey kid, you're in the Kaiju Coliseum spelt with a K because
Alliteration.
Yeah, because alliteration. And then what's up, Demoan?
They're gonna fight real kaijus.
Yeah, they're gonna fight real kaijus. And then we go to, I think it was a flashback to the Beetle Man having like a dream or something like that, where he's surrounded by naked clansmen, and he's holding this what was that box in Transformers?
The Allspark.
Yeah, the Allspark. Yeah, he's holding the Allspark, but for some reason they call it the capacity cube in this one, and he's just appreciating the amazement of the capacity cube, and it's all for his king, whoever he may be. And then it cuts to the clans guy, Beetle Man, chillaxing high as shit in a bathroom.
Well, he is toked, man. He's gone.
Yeah. And then the other clansmen are like, should we start robbing him now? And then one of them's like, yeah, I mean, he's still breathing and kind of cognizant, I guess.
Also, just to know, I love the fact that the other like Kaiju clansmen are just bumbling idiots. I love it.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. So my favorite thing, the boat or the wheels, we haven't to figure it out, the difference between the two yet.
Guys, it's the thing we're
gonna see. I'm sorry. We haven't figured out the difference between boats and wheels yet.
Yes, we haven't figured that out yet.
I didn't know that's what we were stuck on.
Yeah, you don't remember? You were gonna explain it to me, but you never went out of your way to explain it to me.
Okay, yeah, okay. I don't want to still, but let's keep going.
Okay, fine.
It's the thing you're gonna see in Fast X, guys. That's
got you. All right.
Wait,
so
the boats or wheels?
What's the difference? They're the same thing, Demoan.
They're not. They're, okay.
They're both round, except for the
not.
boat.
Okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm sorry. Keep going.
So they enter the Kaiju Kingdom, and one of the clansmen that he initiated says, since he initiated me, he probably wants me to have his cape. And then the other one's like, yeah, I think that's totally fair. And I'm pretty sure he wants me to have the Allspark, from Transformers.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. And inside the Kaiju Kingdom, we see this old factory. And it's Beth is her
Yeah,
name.
that's her
I
name.
think having like a dream with this butler guy, and she's showing the butler guy this bunny without any legs, and then the butler guy becomes a zombie. Because why the fuck not?
Why not?
Yeah. And then she suddenly wakes up to someone saying, "Oh, we're all starving in the desert." And then she's surrounded by kaiju. They're all like, "Ah, yes, it
and one of
waits."
and one of the kaiju's like, "Hello, my name is Coke. I'm made of rocks. As you can see."
Yeah, the one all the way to the left with the British teeth.
Yeah, that's Meek. Meek's in the corner. I don't know what he is. I think he's dead.
Yeah. So these kaiju people have her hostage, and she's obviously confused. And they're like, "You're gonna stay right here and do nothing." And one of them's like, "You're about to see something no human has ever laid their eyes on." And she's confused where she is inside the kaiju kingdom. And it's revealed Megazords. They're reconstructing Megazords. And she's like, "Ah, of course you would, because you guys are so fucking small. Of course you guys want to make some Megazords." And one very self-conscious crab jumps out. It's like, "I'm gonna freaking kill you!" And she starts flailing his claws at her. And then the Mojo Jojo looking motherfucker is like, "Oh, easy, Pinky, what? Oh,
Crabfist.
who's Pinky? Easy, Pinky,
The
Crabfist
person
will
is
be making."
Pinky.
Oh, the person is
tiny-
Pinky. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the crab is Crabfist. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
forget about Steve and friends.
Yeah, okay. So, and then after that, it's revealed this big ass Megazord. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's revealed that they're trying to repair this giant ass motherfucking thing.
Yeah, take that, Saban. That's how you make a
Yeah.
fucking Megazord.
And it's also revealed that like she's alive to like fix this for the Kaiju King. And then we are shifted to this slug monster and giving orders to the clans people. And they're explaining what happened to Gara and humanity's weaknesses few came overcome. The fucking Beetle Man is still asleep, drugged the fuck out, and he's going somewhere in the truck. Oh, he's going to the Coliseum. Yeah. And then there's a whole explanation of like how kaijus become kaijus. Humans are like these gateways for kaijus, and they're like sweaty chrysalists for birthing said kaijus. And then these bad was it also potential hosts. What happened on this page? What's happening here? Also, potential hosts that the demon wretch strangles are young. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They're
it's just
talking
talking
about
about, like-
Ultraman is
yeah,
bad,
Yeah,
right?
like the Ultramega.
Yeah,
like,
they're
like,
making him out to be the big villain.
yeah, it's like
okay,
it's
yeah,
like it's like a fairy tale. He's like the big monster that like kills the children and stuff like that.
He's
Okay, yeah.
this world's version of Krampus.
Got
Yeah,
you.
he is Ultra Krampus.
Yeah, it's like the people in charge of the Coliseum telling them to the fucking slaves.
Yeah, and
And
this
they're
is
kinda
also
confused.
like the WWE like storyline they have to tell people before like the show actually starts. Bo knows what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
It's true.
Yeah. So after they hear that speech, the guy with the mustache is like, "Hey, don't worry, kid. I'll protect you. I'm like the best fighter in this motherfucking place." And then Noah is like, "I could fight for myself, man. Don't even worry about it." Oh yeah, and then a kaiju, a really tiny turtle-looking kaiju that's very adorable. He's like, "Yeah, no, you're fucked. We're all fucked. He's gonna die." And then Noah's like, "Are you a puppet?" It's like, "No, I'm a fucking kaiju. What are you talking about?" Then Noah's like, "But you're so small." And then the kaiju's like, "Yeah, but I'm still a fucking kaiju, man. What kind of puppet do you... What?" And then he's like, "You know what? Fuck this noise." And then just kills himself. Because he doesn't want to fight. Which is
Damn.
very understandable. Yeah. And they take like a really long time with this. Like the whole page is just him slitting his incredibly long throat. I feel like if you just went sideways, that would have
Listen,
finished the
man, it's
job.
Well, no, it's a cross for attention, up and down for results.
Of course, yeah.
Sorry, was that
Whatever.
going to get a trigger warning on the video?
I mean,
I feel like we said a trigger warning in the
we said
beginning.
a disclaimer.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But no, like it's supposed to show like the horror of like, nah, he's in the shits. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah.
He was ready to sacrifice himself. I gotta respect the drive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Master
gotta respect
Oogway
the
from
drive.
Kung Fu Panda just outed himself wearing serious shit.
Master Oogway, no. He died for our sins. Anyway, they finally enter the Colosseum, and it's a miniature version of a city to make them feel like it's like they're actual kaijus.
I love that. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
right? And then on the announcers is welcome the Ultramega to the Colosseum. Wow. Right? And then the announcer goes off. And let's not forget the purpose of these games to honor our struggle and our past because, you know, the kaijus are the ones who really suffered the most.
Yeah.
And yeah. And and then there's to balance the wrongs of history. Now they're going to demonstrate kaiju superiority by showing their true enemy the gift of a fair fight.
Damn, this is has very like racist undertones, and that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I'd expect it with a name like Clans with a K.
Mm-hmm. Very unexpected. Yeah, so they're like, all right, we're gonna give these 4 humans a chance. And then Noah's like, 4? Last time I counted, there were 3. And he turns to right, and you notice our favorite lump of warts is chillaxing on the side of a building. What's his name? Beetle Man.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice,
Michael
yeah.
Keaton.
Yeah. And then Noah, when he realizes who this person was, he's like, I'm gonna stab this motherfucker. But before he does, he's like, he looks kind of sad. I guess I won't stab him.
I'm
And he
sorry.
not to stab him. Yeah.
I'm trying my best not to laugh because the panel. I'm a full screen real quick because I think it's so funny. But like the panel, like in this corner here, his face just looks like where he's like all mad and angry. He's like,
Oh yeah. Looks like he just smelt some shit.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
He smelled some shit. He smelled the ugly, and then was so revolted he shit himself. Like it's just, it's hilarious. But yeah, continue.
All right. Yeah. So we continue. The announcers just starting to begin the fight because the king calls upon it, and then the kaiju's begin to emerge from the ground. But before we can actually see them, we see on the outer edge of the wall a very familiar eyeball with hands saying, "Oh my goodness, these fools." Yeah, and then they emerge Strax, Ribash, and Bloosh, the most fearsome of them all. Yep, and then the announcers. This is the privilege of our kind, and the enemies may select their opponents. And the guy who was talking so much shit has to choose first, and he is quitting.
Pause. This is one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen.
Oh, it's gonna come up next. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So the Emerald one was like, I choose Sploosh.
Sploosh.
Yeah, and then Sploosh was like, yes, you want these hands? I'll be gladly to deliver. And then the Emerald guy creates weapons out of the nearby buildings,
which is smart.
Which is actually very smart. But then Sploosh wrecks his shit with his ejaculating tongue and both absorbs his tummy both absorbs him, dissolves him immediately in seconds, and then proceeds to shit him out,
dude,
with only bones left.
And I love how like
impressive.
Yeah, I love how like
fast.
James Harren set this. This happens in 3 pages just to show how disgusting and horrifying this is. Could you see Nathan's face? He's just like, I can never unsee this ever again. It's so, oh Lord, it's disgusting. But like, oh God,
totally.
There's so much shit in life you could never unsee.
It was so unnecessary. Like, I love how his face is just so blank. Like, it's not even a big deal for him.
Yeah.
He shits men out all the time. But anyway, it's the Burnt Umber Ultramega's choice now, and he throws up. And the throw up is translated to Strax because, of course, that's exactly what he said. So he's going to fight Strax. He obviously runs away because no one wants that heat. And he tries to jump over the wall, but then Strax makes quick work with him and destroys him. Yes. All right, now it's the former clansman turn. And then Noah tries to interrupt and says it's his turn, and he chooses Rip Spawn. Yes.
Spawn.
Yeah. Rip Spawn, right? Rip
Yeah.
Slash.
Rip
I
Slash.
choose Rip Splash. What? Splash?
Respawn,
Really?
Respawn. I don't know. Like
I don't know. Whatever his name is, he chooses that. And then the eyeball guy's like, "Wow, he's super cool." But yeah, the announcer's like, "Is this allowed?" And then the guy's like, "Yeah, it's fucking allowed." And then Rip, whatever the fuck his name is, wrecks Noah's shit, throwing him across the city.
Flies.
Mm-hmm. As he flew, he picks up a spear from like the rubble, and he's like, "I use my eyes, and I see weakness." And he throws the spear towards the kaiju. Misses
That's real good form, by the way.
Oh, fantastic form.
And it goes right to poor. Was it Bloosh?
Bloosh.
Yeah, poor Bloosh. And then he just has a little teardrop before he explodes and acid smears onto his opponent.
It starts burning. It starts burning Rip Slosh or whatever the
That's
hell.
what we call a 2-for-1 deal. That's a BOGO.
Yep, he pulls a 2-for-1 deal and then finishes his enemy, both of them, and everyone is in disbelief. And then, as the announcer tries to say something, the king has left and is being flown very awkwardly with his lessers. He comes down and greets Noah. And he says, "I am immense. I ate the foot of the last Ultramega, and pale soft bits on their architecture. They are worthy. Are you worthy?" he asks. And then a giant ass fucking kaiju comes out of nowhere, and the king says, Mother? What the freak? Yes.
I just want to point this out here, like especially like when the Kaiju King and Noah interact. It's kind of you almost forget, but like you have to like wrap your head around like they're technically brothers. And they don't know
the king and Noah,
brothers, right?
You're right.
They're brothers, and they don't know it.
Yeah. So their mom, well, the king's mom comes by.
Lilith,
Lilith, and then the eyeballs like, "Hey, Noah, get your ass down here. I'm gonna get you out of here." And then the king is very what's it called? Very passive to see his mother come by so unannounced. And it can explain that, I'm just doing gladiator stuff, and I found this really cool kid who's a good fighter, and he's right. Oh, where'd he go? And then he disappeared into his sewage, bringing the clansmen with him. What were you gonna say, Demoan?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, okay.
He was gonna say this is about family.
Okay, so they're escaping through the sewers, led by the eyeball boy, and then Mike Wazowski, yes, of course, Saint Wazowski, and then they lead them down through a pipe. But obviously, Noah can't just drop his brand new clansman friend down, so he sets up a jury rig and gently lowers him down. But if you remember, oh god, what was this guy's name again?
Rip Slash.
I thought that was the other guy, but Rip Slash.
It's not him. It's his names, man.
Yeah, I know. Rip Slash. He's very upset.
It's Strax.
Strax is very upset because Noah just killed the love of his life. Boosh. The most handsomest of handsomes. So he pulls her in. Noah fights for his life, breaks his leg, and you can see the bone sticking out of it. But he was finally able to lower down the clansman, and he says his turn, and begins to slide down. But before he could escape, the kaiju takes a huge ass chunk out of his sides. And then he wakes up in a pile of dirt and trash by Mike Wazowski. And Mike Wazowski's like, I'm no doctor, but you're dying. So ends issue 3.
It's just fucking Chris Tucker from Friday. You got knocked the fuck out.
Got knocked the fuck out. So thoughts and opinions.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Yes, I like it's good.
Yeah. I really like the fact that, like, you know, just like that detail where just like, because the Ultramega are gone, like all the kaiju are all very tiny, all very small, because they can only get bigger once the Ultramega emerge. It's like a reaction type of thing, right? I think it's really cool. And also just the fact that, like, you know, King Kaiju's all small, but like his mother just like evolved into this Batwoman thing. Disgusting. Props to Harren. Again, you're really good at body horror and making disgusting ass creatures. Also,
yeah, the mom's really unsettling.
Oh yeah, 100%. Also, I love Noah. Noah is proved that, like, not only is like he's very under, like, a lot of people like seem to like underestimate him. The guy in the green, the guy in the green was like, oh, I got you. He gets taken out. The other gets taken out. But like Noah is the one who's basically like holding his own. It's very dope. I really like that a lot. So yeah, man, it's good. It's good stuff. It's very creative, like a coliseum for kaiju. That's really cool. You know? So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Demoan, you have anything to say?
No. I don't think I got anything left. But I will say, I think this was probably my favorite issue, just because I really love the tiny city.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That was
really great.
I would say this is my favorite issue only because of Boosh.
Boosh.
Boosh, yeah. God, I love him.
I'm not gonna lie though, Skybound, Kirkman, if you're listening,
because you know he is.
Yeah, if you know, because we know you are, obviously. If you made Blush like plushies, people will buy them. I know that for a fact. But nah, like
bring justice to Boosh. Kill Noah. I didn't deserve this.
Also, I think Demoan, what you said about like the fact that they're in a mini city, I think that's like I think that's kind of like an homage to like how like in Tokusatsu, how like the old Godzilla and like monster movies are made, how like they would actually have a guy in a suit on like an actual like constructed set of a city, and they would be like walking around destroying stuff. I think that's kind of like a nice little like nod to that. That's really clever. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I fully support it. I also love Strax's. I just love his long arms. Her long arms. It's long arms.
Her long arms. I think it's her.
No, I'm pretty sure Blush is the girl.
Oh yeah, Blush. Sorry, yeah, Blush.
Yeah,
yeah, Blush is a woman.
Good. I mean, they both could have been girls. I just don't know the gender of anyone, to be honest.
They both could be girls. Yeah,
true. But yeah. I mean, anyone else have anything else to say before we move on to the last issue?
Nah, good.
No. All right. So yeah, issue number 4.
Take us home, Demoan.
Great cover, dude. Oh my god.
Yes. Great cover. I love covers where something tiny is shadowed by something big in the background.
Yes, I like
covers where something big overshadows something tiny in the background.
This is like very Power Rangers or like Super Sentai with like the energy and like this Megazord, but like it's made out of like flesh because, you know, it's Ultramega. It's very like body horror-y, so I think it's really cool.
Ultramega Zord.
Yeah, I like my covers when it has words on them.
Oh,
what?
I like it.
You
when
mean
the
like
covers...
now? Do you mean like? I have a question, Christian.
Yes.
When you say it has words on it, do you mean like just the title, or do you want like extra dialogue?
Just the title.
Okay.
I love it when the cover has the title and also the number of the issue. It's my favorite part. Like, it's whoever thought that up. It's just so convenient. It makes it so easy.
That's so fun. All right.
Okay. Yeah. No. It's cool. I get it, man.
Sorry, I'm just in a silly.
No. They made it so easy. I get it.
They really did. Yeah, it's so good.
But anyway, we get back to present day Earth, and oh boy, is this Ultramega's head that's floating through space, right? I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's Josh. It's Jason's.
Yeah, because he got that was a clean uppercut that hit him. It was. And his head is floating through space. But like at the end of the last issue, iBoy met up with our boy Noah, and now he's like, "Hey, get up! There's like humiliation. This world is a mess. Every experience of love will end in loss." And he's just like, "Yeah, you got to get up, but that person you dragged along, they are dying."
And a rat is sucking on his toes.
I mean, the rat just wants them sweet piggies. I'm sorry.
Sweet piggy.
Oh my god, that was one of the best things I've ever heard come out of your mouth, Demoan. Oh my god. What's them sweet piggies?
I hate it.
Let it sink in. Let it sink in a little bit.
Issue, right? I need to quit for the rest of the podcast.
Nah, man, that was glorious. You're fine.
Oh,
those sweet piggies.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, iBoy, he opened up a portal into another world and is like, "Hey, follow me. We got to go find our dad." And they fly through, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna combine each other, but like I need my dad's help. Otherwise, it's gonna get fucky wucky."
Yeah.
But anyway, we flash back to the Colosseum, and they're like all like, "Oh my god, it's the Queen. She came." And then we get all these other like tiny kaiju, and they're getting carried by people because spoiled brats kaiju are enslaving humans. But they start talking about their plans for a robot army and how they're going to be like robotic marvels, and they're returning home. And then one of the aliens said, and I can't not point this out, they said, "My cloaca throbs."
Oh god.
Which is disgusting imagery, and I applaud that the writer could actually sit through and decide that they wanted to publish that sentence.
Yeah.
Stand by your work.
Respect.
Respect it. Yeah.
But anyway, I also love how all these tiny kaiju are like either having people carry them or they're on like scooters so they don't have to walk.
Yeah.
So like I really love it. But anyway, now we get to the monster prince, the kaiju prince. He's getting yelled at by his mom, the queen. And the queen throws something up, and it seems like she morphed into a cooler looking monster.
Yeah.
I would just acknowledge the fact that she's hot. I feel like I'm the only one who's acknowledging that she's hot.
I wasn't gonna say I don't really think she's too noodly for me.
I mean, yeah.
You guys don't have taste. You guys don't like noodles? You guys don't like ramen?
You don't like ramen?
Is that what you're trying to say?
Not the way she is.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, she's real upset at her boy for playing games because the enemy is constantly regrouping and they're playing games. He's just ruling over a bunch of entitled kaiju who haven't even evolved yet. And she talks about how he's not ready for war, and then she flies off. But yeah, so we keep going. Eyeball Man and Noah are walking around. They face more of the cosmic cubes, and they like open them and stuff, and they see that there's a kaiju paired with every Ultramega, which is fun.
That's cool.
And Noah just looks at the kaiju. They make eye contact. It's awkward, and then there's just I don't quite get what this next scene is, but it's just TikTok is like.
Allow me to explain.
Okay, you explain.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the mechanic girl is having a lovely tea party with.
Okay, no, you skipped a few panels though, because there's a couple panels. One of them is just a stiff having coffee.
Yeah.
One of them's a man with a scrotum chin.
Yes.
And I think he has shit on a plate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the cast of Bug's Life.
Yeah.
AKA the kaijus.
It looks like the humans are in the corner, like eating out of a dog bowl.
Yeah, this
They
is
have a toy car.
this
Yeah.
is clearly the Glee reunion. I mean, it has to be. Like,
Yeah, I don't understand the confusion here, Demoan. It's pretty
It's
obvious
just
what's happening.
right, it's right there, Demoan. Come on.
Yeah.
it's just a lot at once. And this mechanic lady is just surrounded by it. And I don't know how. I'd be terrified. I don't know what's happening. I'd be scared if I was her.
Mhm.
But anyway, we flash back to these people who are flying, and they see, oh my god, it's Adam's supreme eye. And guess what they find out? Our boy Adam, guess what he is?
He got sacks on him.
He do be having sacks in him. He's dead.
What a surprise!
But yeah,
Uh-oh, I got
Noah's
sacks
like,
in me.
what am I looking at? And they're looking, they're trying to figure out what happened to Adam, the supreme one. And then they look up and they see this moon that wasn't there before, and it's the murderer, the queen, and she's found them. And the eggs start hatching, and they just gotta run. The kaiju are coming out, and the kaiju, these are ugly kaiju. These are grub kaiju with like
That's disgusting.
eyes in their mouth. It's they're kaiju maggots is what they're called. But they're really gross. But the eyeball, he stands up to try to fight them, but I guess our boy Adam wasn't dead yet because he crushes them for him, saves their life, takes his eyeball, tosses it to them, and then just kind of sacrifices himself, trying to take care of this.
Yeah, man.
This whole
Listen, man,
super gross.
It's honestly, it's the kaiju maggots' fault because
no, you're right. It's the kaiju maggots' fault.
It's their fault because they had to come after Eyeball's family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
they had to come after Eyeball's family.
This is the part where I added another Vin Diesel clip. That was just a nod for myself to remind myself to put another Vin Diesel clip.
Family. But anyway, this Eyeball is real upset that they killed his dad. And so he starts punching the maggots. And they try to escape through the portal, and they succeed. But Eyeball Man is cut in half, and our boy is also dying. They both like, honestly, I don't know if they ended the comic here. I wouldn't be surprised. I know they don't, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I like the fact that because like he's been in like in an astral plane and like he's just been dying there for who knows how long, and then wakes up still fucked up. It is so it's awful.
Yeah.
Oh god. But anyway, we flash back to the monster prince or the kaiju prince. He's getting degraded by his mom. But he whispers to himself, "I am immense." His mom called him puny, but he's just like, "I am immense." And
that's what you should say when your mom's degrading you.
I am immense.
But it gets better because this guy is he's climbing up the stairs, and he's like he's tired. He's carrying this kaiju up the stairs. He's tired, and he's like, "Hey, does my immensity slow you down?" And he's like, "No, I just need a quick break." And I love how that this person heard that as your puniness. It disgusts me. And all of a sudden, this guy is dead. He walked up the stairs by himself after this. But if the guy had just told the truth and it's like, "Yeah, man, you're really fat," he might have been alive.
Yeah, really would. Yeah, man, you're fat as shit.
All he wanted was the truth.
Yeah, you're one
he
big
wanted to be called
motherfucker,
immense.
God, man.
But anyway, he breaks in and he's like, "Hey, you're a human and you're building like war machines, instrument of war. Plug in my cube." And then we flash back again. And honestly, I can't read the writing of the smallest bit of writing. They talk about like their holy enemy choking on their own blood. Excuse me. It just seems like a basic call to war.
It's just monologuing.
Mm-hmm. And it's all I love how much this monologues about stuff like justice and stuff, and like how you have responsibility and like will you accept it. because it's one of the most like Power Ranger and like kaiju movie
Exactly.
hero thing-esque things ever, and I love it.
You gotta have the monologue before you know what you're getting yourself. You know what you're getting yourself into. That's
Yeah,
always...
he's like, yeah, Adam has not died in vain. We will attempt the bond without any help.
Listen, man.
And then this is the creepy part.
He just molests the shit out of the kid.
He just kind of reaches over and grabs the kid and then just kind of fuses.
He didn't even say yes. He just merges with him and like maniacally laughs while he does it, and it's like kind of wrong. It just feels wrong.
Yeah. And he just boasts about how strong the bond would be. And after the kid asks the color, he just starts laughing, touches him, and then it's just horror show.
Oh Lord!
But we do flash back to that giant cool green robot. And the monster prince, he's in the robot trying to get it to work. Our human monkey, what's her name again? Beth. Beth is working on the bot, basically. Mm-hmm. But then we flash back to, more of the monsters. And they're talking about Beth and how she's like, is she actually going to do her job? Like, is she capable of it? Maybe she's
a reliable slave,
right? And they're like, maybe we should have sent her to the Coliseum. But one guy is like, hey, it's a disgrace. Like, why are we out here building things? We're kaiju. It's our world to destroy everything, not build. But as he says this, our guy, he breaks out of the city and he starts going to the wall.
I love this part.
We also see climbing out of a hole Ultramega, the new one. Oh boy, it's a color scheme. But anyway, Kaiju Prince is very happy to be big. He's like flailing his arms around.
I also love the fact that he has to pedaling is required to operate this robot.
Right? I think that's the best part. And people think it's a war dance that he's doing.
So funny.
But anyway, all of a sudden, out of the sky, this purple streak of clouds flows by and into one of the buildings, destroying it, melting it to smithereens. Silhouette appears in the smoke, and we don't know who it is yet, but the kaijus, they feel something. They smell something. They recognize the glow, and they're ready to ascend because they know that this is what they've been waiting for. This is Ultramega, and they're ready for a fight.
Ultramega 2.0. Great splash.
He's real tiny though, compared to
a lot tinier than me.
He looks like his design looks like way big from Ben 10.
That is actually really good. That's actually
that's a good description of it, honestly.
Thank you.
But anyway, he comes up and he finger guns one of them right under his chin, and then all of a sudden, blammo!
Dude, God, it's so cool.
It's no more.
That's why I love this page too of him. He's so tiny compared to all of them.
Right?
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, that's.
And he just obliterates them.
Beam. He does the Ultramega beam.
He does the Ultramega beam, and after the debris all falls, he walks right up to one of them and just gut punches him
straight up. Oh,
straight up into the sky.
Yeah, straight up special beam cannons them. It's literally like same hand gesture and everything. Just special beam cannons them all. It's so dope.
Oh gosh. But like I said, gut punch to this other one sends him basically into orbit, honestly. Only to be taken advantage of when I guess Grubman grabs him by the ankle and swings him around. Big fight scene, he keeps going. Grubman trying to hit him. They're trying to swallow him whole. Stabs him in the eye, actually. Only for Ultramega to just yell and fire a beam and destroy Bugman as well. But also firing that beam, not only getting the slug, but the bug guy, like I said.
Yeah.
Kind of cuts him in half, which is really impressive, honestly.
This was a strong bond indeed.
Yeah, it was the strongest, I think. But anyway, he pulls the shard out of his eye, which I think you're not supposed to do that, but I don't know for sure.
Definitely not. Yeah.
It's not proper etiquette.
Yeah, it feels like
proper etiquette. That's rude.
Yeah, and then he's talking about why does it burn? Maybe it's because you pulled it out. But anyway, he is wow, he's swelling in his face right now.
Yeah,
it looks like he just had an allergic reaction to shellfish.
Yeah, it's like Will Smith and Hitch, you know what I'm talking about? You know, where his face is just completely swollen after eating like nuts or something.
Let me look this up. But continue.
But anyway, we see one of the monsters jetting toward our boy Noah, but it goes right past him, and we see the big robot. But then we see inside the big robot, and we see that Kaiju Prince was overpowered by Beth for somehow.
With the lightning gun.
And yeah, we see exactly how it happened next. With a lightning gun. And we see that our boy Noah is now walking up to this robot trying to make friends. Only to find out that Ultramega, his enemy, is right in there, and they're throwing Beth out. But, oh boy, the Kaiju Prince, we know what that means if he's close to Ultramega, right?
He becomes immense!
That's right. He truly becomes immense. He lives up to his reputation. So the big man is back. He's ready to kill Ultramega. They're getting ready for their fight. Ultramega makes sure Beth is safe. Smart. However, while he's doing that, he gets his ankle grabbed, picked up, and then his ankle literally snapped. Not like figuratively, like, he got the moves put on in a basketball game or something. Like, he got his ankle literally snapped.
I just realized he grabs his ankle and just takes his thumb and just goes.
Yeah. It's like a thumb war. That's it.
Jesus.
And then he drops him, and then he just punches him. And he goes real far.
He goes really far.
I don't know how else to describe it. He launches him across the city.
Yeah, man. Blasts him all the way. Yeah.
Yeah, all the way. And, he starts walking up. He's talking about, like, how you're weak now. You're so small. Is this it? And Ultramega is trying to fire his little beams at him. But let's just say our boy's not impressed. The one who's headless now put up more of a fight. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden, he knife hands him. Sets up the old knife hand and launches it from his wrist right into his neck. Which
I love this.
Beautiful way to win, by the way.
The coolest kills, I think, in all 4 issues, I think. Oh my god, it's dope.
It's just so unnecessary. And, like, I know they told us they could do it by making the other guy's hand fly off earlier. But, like, I would have just never expected this. This is hilarious to me. But anyway, he takes opportunity and he rips the head out of this beast.
Disgusting.
He's not a beast, of the monster bull.
Of his brother.
Of the kaiju. Of his brother, of his stepbrother.
And of course, the kaiju are all gone, so he transforms back. He's still missing a hand. Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Mm-hmm. Does he grow that back? Do you think?
I think when he transforms again, it grows back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What the hell's that? They're talking about, like, don't get too close. But anyway, something starts falling from the sky. Sorry, I skipped that part. But Beth comes over after he's looking at his wristless hand. Well, I guess handless wrist.
Yeah.
And they see something fall from the sky. And they start running over. Beth tells them, don't get too close.
I love this.
And all of a sudden, what falls from the sky is the head of his dad. My Daddy. Son, my God, it's been so long. And he's like, he wants to make sure that his son did not bond with the beast. But it's already too late.
I love this. I loved it.
That's a good ending.
That was a really good ending.
I very much enjoyed it.
Yes.
So thoughts on issue 4, people?
Like I said, I still think issue 3 was my favorite because of the tiny city.
Mhm.
But I liked how this brought an end to the tiny kaiju arc.
Yeah.
You said that they didn't go make another like issue or anything of this.
Still
like,
hasn't. No, we're still waiting on it.
I'd like to see where they're going with the bodiless father falling from the sky.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that.
I
Could have
wonder
sworn he was dead.
Yeah, I wonder if he transforms back into like normal head, does he die? Like I don't know.
Good
question. Yeah.
It's a lot of, because I love that ending, because it's just like, making sure that like, Noah's been on this journey to become the next Ultramega, only to his father come back and be like,
I mean,
please tell me you didn't become the next Ultramega.
His dad is literally going to be the next Zordon. Like they're going to put him in a tube and he's just going to be floating there.
Honestly, yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I can believe that.
But yeah, the next issue is gonna be, I guess, called Titled War. So I guess it's gonna be like, more of an all-out war type of situation. So yeah.
I mean, when it comes out, I will be excited to pick it up 3 months after it releases.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, this issue was great. No, the action is so good. That last kill was the best kill, I think.
The knife hand was real nice. Listen,
knife hand worked.
Yeah,
knife hand worked good. And yeah, like and the thing is, like, surprisingly, there's a lot of comedy to this one, especially because like we're seeing like how these kaiju that are tiny do on their downtime just be arrogant brats, and it's funny. Like, it was surprisingly very funny. But yeah, man, I thought this was really dope. This issue, and good plot twist at the end. So yeah,
I think so.
That's all I gotta say about it. Any other more thoughts on issue 4?
I think that's my wrap.
That's your wrap. All right. So yeah, now we're just gonna go into like final thoughts or final verdict. We're gonna do final verdict because it's only 4 issues out. I don't know when this book is coming back. I'm planning this as like, if you want to do more of these, then it'll have to be an ongoing series. Like, we can plan that later on. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on at least this volume of Ultramega? What are your thoughts on it?
I think it was pretty good, and
I think it's enjoyable.
Yeah, I think it's worth another read when the next issue comes out. If I want to do it on the podcast,
we'll see.
Depends on how good it is.
Yeah, I think I'd be down for doing the next episode on the podcast, but if the comic itself sucked.
Gotcha. Okay.
It would be heavily dependent on the art though, because I really love this art style.
No, it's just him. I think this is James Harren's like project, so it's only maybe him doing it. So
perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, no. This book for me was a great like surprise. Because again, I'm liking this new direction that they're taking with the superhero comics and with Image. Definitely like love James Harren. I mean, ever since Rumble, I loved his artwork, so that really hooked me. The concept is great. The characters are really cool, especially like Noah's arc. I think is really interesting and just like very dope.
Noah's arc.
Nice.
That's a lively reference.
Yeah, dude, the creature design, the sense of scope in terms of the battles, like the violence is nuts. Like, again, this is the most violent book I've read in a while. So like, yeah, man. And I'm again also like props to Dave Stewart on the coloring. The colors are fantastic in this book. So yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, what would you give the Ultramega out of since you're here now, Demoan, out of 7? What would you get out of 7?
Oh wait, were you guys not using the 7 scale before?
No, you weren't here.
Listen, I tried
you guys
to convince them.
Record those episodes.
I tried. I told them, Demoan. I told them, but they're like,
oh
no.
God. I was gonna give this a solid 5 out of 7, but in sense of learning that you weren't using the 7 scale, it's got to be at least a 3.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, it takes a full team. No, I'm kidding. 4.5 out of 7, I think, is my final verdict.
Right. I would give it 5.5 out of 7. It was pretty good.
Really? I give this a 6. This is a 6 out of 7. I thought this was great.
Understandable.
Like, I'm definitely going to, along with like Radiant Black, this is also going to be on my reading list for sure whenever the next one drops. I don't know. But yeah, man, people, you heard it here. Basically like this is. Would you say this would get like a stamp of approval? Like, it'd be like, people need to read this. I think so.
The Indie Corner stamp of approval.
Yeah, the Indie Corner stamp of approval. I think so. It's a must read. I
could give that to him.
Yeah. I'll stand. I'll throw my stamp on there.
Yeah, for sure. So you heard
3 out of 3 stamps of approval.
Yeah, 3 out of 3 stamps of approval. Go to your local comic book shop in stock, because I think the first volume is out in trade. Check this out. I also forgot to mention this though. I forgot to put this in the reading, so it's kind of my bad. But like, there was I remember the Skybound X, which was celebrating the 10th anniversary of Skybound that came out last year. They did like a bunch of stuff. There's a Science Doc issue in there. There was actually an Ultramega issue in there too. I completely forgot to add that to the reading when we did this. And that basically was kind of like a prequel to like explaining Noah's time with Seth when he was alive, like how like Seth raised him and like what was going on like as like a flashback. It was really good actually. So I recommend people check out that Skybound X issue if you can find it as well. But yeah, man, this was thank you, Demoan and Christian. This was a lot of fun, man. This was
thank you, Mikey, and also Christian.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I read the book.
I don't see anything. Anyone else, Christian?
Nope.
Vin Diesel, by any chance?
You, me good. Thank you, Vin Diesel, for
family.
For family.
And thank you, family,
for reminding us that winning is winning.
Yes, for reminding all of us that family is everything.
Yeah. So
can I leave the question for the viewers?
Chat. Yeah, I will also say this. Yeah, people, if we get some likes, we may do Radiant Black, because Radiant Black, I think that has to. I already made a thumbnail for it. It's a must. I think we gotta get to that at some point.
Mikey, you can't tell them we have the thumbnail for it.
Yeah, because they're not gonna like it. They know we're gonna just do it anyway.
Well,
we are.
You know what? I'll delete the thumbnail and then recreate it again until you got asked for it.
Brilliant move. You did it, Mikey. You did
it. Like
so yeah.
Hostage.
So yeah. So thank you for watching. People who are watching this or will watch this, we appreciate it. If you like some of our content, we're just starting, so there's gonna be more content on the way. Just like, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell notification on the top so you know when we drop our stuff. We do this for fun. This is for funsies, It's a nice book club, nice for us to like, talk about comics and all that stuff. Christian, what is your question for the viewers?
I'm so happy you asked.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a boat and Let me know down in the comments.
What?
Between boats and wheels. What's the difference? Is there a difference? I haven't heard of one yet. And while you're at it, well, how many more wheels or more doors in the world? What do you guys think? I'm not asking you. I'm asking the comments.
Oh, so we should have said.
Wait.
Question. I want to hear. Yeah.
Are we including like car doors?
Yes.
Then definitely doors.
Okay, but like.
Oh, actually, I don't know.
Think about
motorcycles. Because some trucks have like 18 wheels, but only.
Yeah, I would say wheels.
Demoan, but motorcycles though, they have no doors.
They have no doors. You're right.
Yeah.
Then maybe it is wheels. Yeah, it's definitely wheels because like
Okay, but how many boats are the How many of those wheels? How many of those wheels are boats?
Guys, we're gonna close it out. We can't just keep doing this.
Yep. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Get home safe.
All right, guys. Get home safe.